Hey there, and welcome to the Explainer. So, you're getting ready for the CELPIP speaking test, right? Well, you already know it's so much more than just a test. Today, we're not just studying. We are actually building a powerful toolkit to help you absolutely crush it. And these are skills that are going to stick with you for life. So, let's get right into it.
All right, this is the big one, isn't it? That clock is ticking down, you're trying to pull all this vocabulary out of your head, and on top of all that, you have to sound natural and confident. I mean, it's a ton of pressure. It causes so much anxiety for so many of us. But what if? What if you had a super clear roadmap for every single task? A playbook, you could say.
Because really, that's what this all comes down to. That magic number, 7 plus. For a lot of you, a 7 isn't just a score on a piece of paper. No way. It's the key that unlocks your immigration goals, your career ambitions, your whole future here in Canada. It's a really high-stakes moment, for sure, and we're here to help you absolutely nail it.
And how are we going to do that? Well, we're giving you a concrete, actionable toolkit. We're talking no vague advice here, just clear templates, specific phrases you can practice over and over so you can just deploy them with confidence when it really counts.
Okay, section 1, cracking the speaking test. So let's start building out that communication toolkit. First up, we're going to focus on painting pictures with words. This is all about the art of storytelling and description. The first tools in your kit are designed to show the examiner you can bring a scene or a story to life. All right, let's grab our first tool. This one is specifically for task 2, where you've got to share a personal experience. You know, having a strong opening and a clear structure, it's everything in this task. So look at these phrases. They give your story instant structure. Instead of just stumbling, trying to figure out where to begin, you can launch right in with something powerful, like, "I'll never forget the time when." And then, to wrap it all up neatly, a phrase like "this experience taught me that" gives you that perfect reflective ending. It's a game changer. And here's a pro tip that will really boost your score. Don't just tell the examiner what happened, show them. So instead of saying "it was a busy market," try something like, "I could smell the fresh bread baking and I could hear all the vendors shouting." You see the difference? Those sensory details, sight, sound, smell, they make your story pop and show off a much higher level of skill. Okay, let's move on to our next tool. This one is all about describing a scene, which is exactly what you do in task 3. Here, your job is to be a great observer and to organize what you see in a way that's logical and super clear. Think of this vocabulary as your verbal map. When you use phrases like "in the foreground" or "on the left side we can see," you're basically taking the examiner by the hand and guiding their imagination through the picture. It proves you can structure information, and that's a huge communication skill. And remember this, you don't have to be 100% certain about everything in the picture. Using words like "might" or "it seems" isn't a weakness. It's actually a huge strength. It shows the examiner that you can express nuance and that you've got a much wider grammatical range. It's advanced stuff. All right, moving on to our next section, making a clear argument. Now we're going to add some tools for giving advice and being persuasive. This little chart here is gold. It maps out your go-to phrases for a bunch of different tasks. So for giving advice in task 1, "if I were you, I would" is just perfect. It's direct, but also empathetic. Or for persuasion in task 5, starting with "while both options are good, I believe" shows you're being thoughtful and balanced. Think of these as your power starters for making a clear, strong point. Here's another pro tip. In so many of these tasks, your tone is just as important as your words. Using softer, more polite language like "you might want to consider" or "perhaps we could" makes you sound way more diplomatic and collaborative, not bossy. It's a subtle shift, but believe me, it makes a massive difference. Now, when it's time to persuade someone, like you have to in task 5, direct comparison is your absolute best friend. Don't just say one choice is good. You have to explain why it's better, or more suitable, or more efficient than the other one. That comparative language, using words ending in "er" or "more," is the real engine of a powerful argument. Okay, now for the part of the test that can feel a bit unexpected. Let's look at the tools you need for speculation and logic, especially when you have to think on your feet. So our third tool is for making predictions, which is the heart of task 4. You look at a picture and say what you think is going to happen next. And the key here is that you're not supposed to be a fortune teller. You're supposed to make logical deductions based on the visual clues right in front of you. Phrases like, it's likely that, or there's a good chance that, are absolutely perfect for this. They let you make a solid prediction with confidence, but they also show a little bit of, intellectual humility. It shows you know it's not a guarantee, and that's a very advanced skill to demonstrate.
Oh, this is a fantastic strategy to really show off your range. Instead of just giving one prediction, why not give two? Talk about an optimistic future and then a more cautious one. For example, you could say, if things go well, we might see them catch the bus. But then add, on the other hand, if there's a problem like heavy traffic, I wouldn't be surprised if they miss it. See, that shows you can think critically about multiple possibilities. It's very impressive. And that brings us to the final tool in our kit for the one and only Task 8. The infamous one with the really unusual, sometimes bizarre situation. But listen, don't panic. This task is not about whether you have the right answer about aliens or talking dogs. It's a test of your ability to apply logic calmly and clearly to anything.
The absolute key here is to just stick to a logical structure. It doesn't matter how weird the scenario is. You can always start with, okay, the first thing I would do is assess the situation. My main priority would be. Doing this immediately shows the examiner that you're an organized thinker, even when things get strange.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and talk about what happens after the test. Because these aren't just phrases for an exam. These are real-world communication skills that you're going to use every single day. So, what have we done today? We've seriously upgraded your communication toolkit. In just 3 steps, you've learned how to 1. Paint vivid pictures with your words, 2. Argue effectively and persuade with confidence, and 3. Anticipate what's coming next and handle the unexpected with pure logic. I mean, these are skills for your job, for your friendships, for your entire life here in Canada. So, I'm going to leave you with this one thought. The CELPIP test. That's just one day. It's temporary. But the ability to tell a compelling story, to give really thoughtful advice, or to handle a tough situation with logic and grace, those skills are permanent. They're yours forever. So the real question is, how are you going to use them? Not just on test day, but tomorrow and every day after that.